you, I would say good.
Good. Yeah.
With Robin, your financial plan is bigger than just you. Your finances can get more good for the ones you hold in
Hang
your
on, I got something.
because our business is helping your money mean so much more. Robin, where money means more. Let's talk salary.
It's good. I got it.
It's competitive.
Then I was at a recipe holder thing.
Competitive. With Indeed, you can avoid awkward salary conversations from the start. Is it competitive? Follow your team wherever they take you with over 30 hotel brands. Marriott Bonvoy has a brand for every kind of family.
McCrispy strips fajita. It's chicken so good, it deserves its own sauce. Now at McDonald's.
Yeah, I don't know where it went. Used to have that recipe holder, remember? You used to use it all the time. Where it is.
1983, Texas A&M
It's fun.
did it. So did UCLA in 2003. After a Kieran Garrow threw the only no-hitter in a championship final. In more recent days, Megan King and Jesse Warren leading the way for Florida State out of the loser's bracket. And then, oh yeah, 2021, Oklahoma. Behind G. Juarez in the circle at 5-0. That's the World Series, and the Sooners won it. So those are the 4 teams that have won a natty. Just 6% of teams that lost their opener have reached the championship series. So you're saying there's a chance on the Tennessee side because they lost their opener, got walked off by Oklahoma, and an Ella Parker home run off of Connie.
tired?
A little bit.
Step late?
Is necessary in that
It's
circle.
11.
It'll last out, and Pickens
You
gave
had to
up
get up
3
early, didn't you?
home run balls.
Mm-hmm.
Stayed out there, finished the job. Back to work. At the top of the Texas order.
The key for Pickens really has been staying out of 3-ball count. She's had 24 of them here at the World Series. 10 resulted in base on balls, 3 of them hits. So she's been able to win about 50% of them, but it's just so important for her to limit that.
That's a fair ball. I thought Pale was waiting to let that go foul and must have touched it inside the truck line. And it's aboard.
Yeah, and this is a slow developing play. You've got to make a decision. Either at this point, you know she's going to be safe. You either got to let it go or you've got to field it. And at this point, she needs to let it touch on the foul side. I think they're going to get together and take a look. Remember, it's where the ball is.
The ruling on the field is a fair ball. This play is being challenged by Tennessee. Ruling is under further review.
Yeah, it's where the ball is when it is touched. I probably would have let it go at this point.
Yeah. The glove taps down with the ball in and outside the line, but
That's a fair ball.
yeah.
The one thing I'll say though, she lets that go with Katie Bennett's speed. That's a double. Like, yeah, it's fair. Yeah, fair. And it's close.
I was thinking more of the back pedal, where you could still field it even if it is fair. As a former high school
Love
third
that
baseman.
Beth was doing that in the booth, by the way.
As a former, JV third baseman, I thought that was good advice.
While fielding the ball in the World Series. That's all you have to do. And there's a bat behind you, you can jump over it, and then just do that.
We've had some really fast reviews at the World Series, and as many of you know, we've had some that took a little longer.
After review, the call on the field is upheld. Runner is safe. This is Tennessee's first challenge.
For Tennessee.
I don't care.
Why are you streaming it?
Is right there where it's
YouTube.
Huh?
YouTube.
For YouTube?
Yeah. There's no one on it though.
In the 9 spot, and here's Ashton Maloney.
You can put this on YouTube?
Runner goes and throw it out on the tag, and starting in safely is back.
Oh, that's a close play at second, and now athletes on the field are calling for a review. Good job by Nugent to get this down. The tag by Dodge. Speed of Texas continues. 10 stolen base for Katie Bennett.
Oh, I think tag got her. There is no challenge.
Well, because they just used a challenge. So do you use two
Right away.
pitches?
You only get 2. Late in the game, the umpires can go to review themselves. The tag is going to be on the back. Where are the fingers?
I don't know if they would have looked close.
I don't know if they would have had the video evidence. So play on.
Were they safe or out?
It's safe.
And this time they would let it go. An update on the Texas pitching situation, by the way. Still early. Just in case. Matt Morgan has been stout through the first 3 innings.
Sit Lala Gutierrez in the background. She's
Yes.
been a lot more warm. So if anyone.
Marco's gonna put that swing together by himself. Can't count on Mark. Oops, sorry, I walked in front of you. Sorry.
Why not? She looks the best she's looked all season.
I gotta go down and get some more towels. Can't believe how many towels you guys used yesterday.
She does get in trouble. I think it's all score dependent.
Not
So
you
if
necessarily.
it's even or down, Kavan, I think, definitely comes in. If there's a lead for Texas on the board.
2-2 to Maloney. And another strikeout. That's number 3 for Pickens. And Texas continues to ride that crisp struggle bus. They're now 1 for 14 at the World Series. And Carla Pickens, Michelle, has her 300th strikeout of the season.
Yeah, and this one on a screwball, she doesn't throw it a lot, but this is an outstanding pitch on the outer half that is devastating the lefties. Hard to catch up to that pitch.
So now Texas is in the midst of its 400 hitters at the top of the order. Henry grounded out her first time up.
Texas has a gift here. I mean, they got their leadoff better. They're 9-hole. Katie Bennett on base. She's still second. So essentially, runner at second, nobody out. If they don't score a run, and I know it's early, it's the 3rd inning, but this is when Texas has to be able to capitalize. This is the part of their order where they get the production done. Yeah, and that's why Maloney's strikeout, non-productive out. It keeps, unfortunately, Bennett for Texas in second.
Ground ball deep in third, and Henry able to lay it out. And now a big chance for Scott and Allen with 2 aboard.
Katie Henry is so fast. I mean, and I get Taylor Miller has to go out and get this. I think that foul fair ball just allowed her to kind of stay too far back. She needs to be up more because Henry, you got no chance. Getting down the line. Both hits this inning on 0-2 pitches. This is where Pickens needs to expand the strike zone. 0-2, those are too close. Going for the speed to get down the line kind of play.
So here we go, Scott and Allen for Texas. Mia with a hit in 9 straight games. Popped up to third her first time up.
Taken all the way. Mia Scott, such a threat at the plate because she can get beat with her body, but still get that on balls. Her hands are so quick.
Has had some success against Pickens this year.
It's not biting at anything hard, right? That pitch she took on the outer half, 72 miles an hour, as you said, taking all the way. I wonder if she's sitting and looking for something just a little bit slower. Told us this week she loves the off speed.
Some one there. Pickens misses high.
One count. Pickens is the big one with Chris Atwood sitting on deck.
Scott top 5 all time at Texas. Hits, stolen bases, runs, batting average. One of their best to ever put on the Union. She draws the walk, and the bases are loaded for Atwood, who continues her quest for her first hit of the World Series. All for 6 so far. Reese Atwood was her hero, and she be Texas's hero right now.
1 for 6 with 3 Ks, all 3 of her strikeouts coming on the rise ball. That is a pitch. But Pickens is going to the top.
Look at the bases loaded this year. Not bad.
That's with Reese Atwood. I mean, she'll get low in that stance, but even more so now, I think, to be able to really think about trying to get on top of that rise ball or take it. That is a pitch she struggled with here in Oklahoma City.
8 trips to the World Series, they have never hit a grand slam.
She wants to hit it.
She wants to be the first.
To me, it's her versus the Pickens rise. That is the pitch that she's going to see. She'll see some others, but she knows that's the one that's coming. Will she swing at it? Will she take it? And will she be able to adjust to it?
A 1 for Pickens. Inside. Jocelyn Harlow, the last one to do it for Oklahoma in 2022.
There it is. Oh. I feel for her right now because she was waiting for that pitch. She wanted that pitch, and she got it. But it just shows you how good Pickens is.
Struck her out with a rise ball the first time up.
Made an adjustment on that. The pitch she swung through, rise ball with 6 inches of vertical break. That last one she fouled out. Fouled off. 8 inches of vertical lift or break on it.
She's moving it. Bennett at third, Henry at second, Scott at first. In a scoreless game, national semifinals. Swing and a miss. And Pickens wins her first 2 showdowns as she gets Reese with the change.
This is all about making sure that you're working from ahead, and she does that. Immediately she gets the foul off on the rise ball in the outer half. Then she's going to do a good job of going on the inner half, gets Atwood to swing through a rise ball, foul off the rise ball, and then it's that 65-mile-an-hour changeup.
Good bounce right there for Tennessee with Jolene Mitchell now coming up. Grounded to short back in the second inning. Swinging one of the hottest bats in the tournament.
talk about her strikeout, but it's been the defense really helping out Pickens the emotions. This Tennessee team picking up the bats, ready to try to do damage for Pickens.
Hey, D, you work here? Say no. Every shoe for every athlete, only at Dick's. Hey, Vincent, have a good ride today.
Fun driving, Vincent.
Boston Stockton Sports, 3 letters. Wow.
Huge news. You can get a son of for just $3. Wait, I said son of.
So you're using mine while you're watching the game, huh?
Thank you. For bacon that just won't quit, gotta be Wendy's.
Little things.
Same thing?
Little things that add up to
What are you
something
doing
big.
that for?
The power of Del
So
AI.
I can get watch hours.
Delivering wins that change the game for everyone.
Are you talking about because it's YouTube?
When this happens, they count on you.
And it shows somebody watched it?
And you can count on us. Count on USAA. Members who switch save
You have to subscribe to YouTube to put stuff on there?
All you gotta do is sign into YouTube. Then you can make videos.
Here with the Lady Vols head coach Karen Leakley, and coach, there is a bases loaded situation. What stands out about Carlin?
And I got 854
I think you just see a different
subscribers.
Carlin today. I think she's really light out there, and really joyful, having fun.
You getting money for that?
Huh?
Don't get money for that, do you?
No, that's why I'm trying to get 4,000 watch hours.
Is a pitcher for Texas. She's still out there.
I'm already about to get 1K
How
subs.
do you adjust that to what you
One
know is
what?
coming?
1K subs. Subscribers. Followers.
Did you get money for that?
Then you start getting money. Every short you make that gets like over 1K views, which I always get about 1K to 100K.
Are you like old enough to be? That's wrong.
Yeah.
3-2 pitch, Pickens had a
I'm
little
old
bit,
enough.
and it looks like she had something specific on her mind. Nope.
And sometimes you're shaking not just the pitch, you're also shaking the location. And she came back in underneath the hands with the rise ball. I love it. That's what she wanted to give me the rise.
That's
And that's what
over
the
here,
best
I'm sorry.
That's what she grew up with. We talk a lot about her drop off. But that is the pitch. That's her money maker. And it gets her a huge inning against Texas.
Got 2 outs with the bases loaded, including that pop-up to Jolie Mitchell. And we remain scoreless heading to the 4th. Tennessee's got to win and then win again later. Texas needs just 1 victory to advance to the national championship. And the best 2 out of 3 series will start on Wednesday night. Other side of the bracket is Texas Tech, Oklahoma. They play tonight with Tech needing just 1 win. 4, 5, and 6 here for the Lady Vols.
Is there anybody on?
Matt Morgan's going to get the calls to at the knees.
I'm not sure
We can see above the knees. Well, if the call's at the knees now.
Yeah, I don't get how hard you
gotta
think
protect down.
YouTube is.
Puts you into the hands of
It's not like
Morgan's
TikTok.
You need to put some on your nose.
Can we go swim?
This is such a white-hot spotlight. This is such a pressure cooker here at the World Series, and things can go a couple of different ways. You can fade under that, or you can rise to the occasion like Matt Morgan has done so far today,
I know, I'm
and
asking you
induces
to
another great comeback.
Well, you know what you're going to get with Matt Morgan. It is that drop ball. It has the ability to just dive off the ground. Look at that 70 miles an hour. The key, though, to Morgan has been her ability to locate on the corners. Look at the break, the vertical break on that pitch, as well as a little bit of run and getting those pitches on the outer half, the swing and miss. Not known a lot for it this season, rolling a lot of ground balls, but 3 big strikeouts here in today's game.
Started out at Arizona State for a year, transferred to Texas, now in her third season. And a big moment today for Mac Morgan. And here she is facing Boo Gibson. Boo was an absolute terror to the Longhorns in their regular season matchup. In the Lady Vols' 2 wins, Boo had both game-winning hits.
Tennessee hitters have proven to be so good middle of ways. You see Mac Morgan really trying to get it on the hands, both sides of the plate. If she goes away, really tries to stay down.
And another strikeout, and Mac Morgan has tied her season high. That's number 4.
Well, and you know what? It's not just about executing the pitch. It's also pitch calling that's so important. Look at the setup pitch on this. This is up and in. You're pushing off Boo Gibson. Now look at the strikeout pitch. Drop ball, outer half drop ball, hammering in the lower half of the zone, getting a strikeout looking. That is just great sequencing by Texas right now and execution by Mac Morgan.
And a warning to the Tennessee dugout. That is Craig Snyder, who came out of the dugout, and I believe there has been an ejection on the Tennessee side for arguing balls and strikes. And I think Craig Snyder is going to have to go.
And he's been ejected. Wait, Karen Weekly alluded to it with Holly Rowe about the frustration from their hitters and that last pitch that was called. It was a strike, but it's that at-the-knees pitch that's giving frustration to these Tennessee hitters.
That is the Tennessee hitting coach ejected from this game. We checked with our rules analyst, Christy Cornwell. He would only be gone for this game. If they play a second game today, Snyder could come back to the dugout.
At some point, you have to make an adjustment as a hitter, right? If the lower half of the zone is getting called, move up a little bit. You just have to make, it's not like she's going to throw you rocks balls or a ton of curveballs. I mean, her primary pitch is a drop ball. Move up and meet it before it breaks.
All the strikeouts on the drop ball today. 2 in the first, 1 in the third, and now 1 here in the fourth. And it's Luther Warren Neal coming up. Single back in the second inning. And in this NCAA tournament has been phenomenal. Had the game winner in extra innings. Yesterday had a grand slam in the regionals. And she draws the walk here with 2 outs. And now Patty Wood Taylor out to talk with her starting pitcher, Mac Morgan. It's the freshman, Cambria Salmon, who now trots out to the bullpen. So that would be the other 3 pitchers all with a stint out there. And it looks like Caban is taking a pause. Hey, don't forget the Women's College World Series Champ Series begins on Wednesday night, 8 Eastern on ESPN. For more information, go to ncaa.com. You're on for all 90 NCAA championships. So game 1 on Wednesday night. Thursday in Oklahoma City is going to be absolute bedlam because the game 1 of the NBA Finals will start downtown. And right here at Devon Park, we'll have game 2 of our Champ Series. Game 3, if necessary, will be Friday night. There's a lot of leach.
Please come outside.
You're gonna be pale.
Will the ejection prove costly enough for Tennessee? The hitting coach, Craig Snyder, out.
I don't know.
Balls and strikes earlier this inning.
These are good for the
Oh, okay.
they make adjustments in game just as good as
chat with Mike White on the other side.
Winning teams are built overnight. And look at the attention to detail here. No fouls, no whistles, no hidden fees. Why reliable carrier? All the way through.
This is what happens to the whole team.
This is a meal. Melty, cheesy, flaky, toasty. Lunch just got croissant-tastic. Try the new croissant toast sandwiches. It just feels good at Panera.
Hey, it's nice out. You want to help me build something?
With Gorilla, you can create a bond that lasts. For the toughest jobs on planet Earth.
That's nothing. Here's the new bounty. It's 2 times more absorbent so you can use less. And one ship holds up better for ordinary breads fall apart. Thanks.
Get more done with one. Bounty. Quicker to corrupt.
NCAA athletes don't just compete, they make history. Representing our nation in pride and excellence, they bring home the hardware. Our college campuses serve as training grounds for the next generation of stars. Catch tomorrow's Olympians and Paralympians on the NCAA Championship stage today.
Welcome back to Oklahoma, the Winners College World Series semifinals here with Texas head coach Mike White and coach Matt Morgan. Career high strikeouts in this game right now so far. What are you seeing from her?
She's a bulldog. She just wants the ball. She wants to do best for her teammates and carry this team to the next game.
Usually you said she's good a couple of times through the lineup. How long do you let her go?
That's a good question. I mean, I'll talk about it right now with Teddy Ruth and see what we want to do.
Okay, if you make a change, who would be next in?
Probably Tegan Caban.
Thank you, coach.
Yeah, you're welcome. Pumping.
All right, thank you very much, Holly. And Tegan Caban looking on 2-0. Had both starts prior to today's game for Texas. And Mac, I love it. Still got the glove on, front row with her teammates. Put me in, coach.
It's interesting, you always hear, players, they want to be on the dirt, maybe you don't get the opportunities, but you got to work hard while you wait so that you're ready when the opportunity does present itself.
There's Katie Stewart, 6, 7, and 8 coming up. Mental health has become such a big part of the game, and we talk about this a lot. I mean, it is a different breed of cat that wants to play on this stage. You want to go big-time D1, yeah, you can be the hero, but you can also be the GOAT. That's the pact you make, playing for these two programs and playing for power leagues around the country. We see a lot of players transfer up to test themselves against the best and to try and have moments like today. Katie Stewart, did she get enough of it? Back to the track. And the base of the fence. It goes over. He's running out of room. And Stewart sends one out to give Texas the lead.
Mike White is looking to make a decision. This is what he's looking at. It's not so much can Mike Morgan stay in this game. He's like, I need some runs from Texas to put Caban in this game. Katie Stewart gives them back. In 6:67 here at the Women's College World Series. And this is getting towards the bottom of the order, which has been a huge part of the production. We talked about Shirley Mitchell. Katie Stewart hitting the prize ball.
You want a towel?
Against
I already have one.
You have one?
Yes.
Leach didn't jump, but she ran out of room. She called for it. And just kept it.
You should come outside.
You're going to be there and then jump.
Yes. Boy, it looked like she had a beat on her. She was still on the grass, and then it just kept going.
Well, there's a little bit of wind blowing out, and it just enough, that ball was hit high enough that it was going to continue to travel. Let's see, just enough to keep that ball going.
Savannah Morgan has gotten a lot more starts out there in left field. Lee Leach, her 12th start of the season. She's been swinging a good bat and playing good defense of late for Tennessee. As Katie Stewart goes deep, 1-0. Her 17th of the season now, 78 RBI.
Well, and Jess, you know, it's communication between the center fielder, left fielder. You've got room, time it. That communication is imperative as that ball is coming down.
And a strikeout there for Pickens. Her fifth.
I think I should just back up. Stairs with that rise ball, 70 miles an hour. This one a little bit more vertical break on it. 8 inches, gets good swing underneath of it. Fifth strikeout of the game.
There's a day of loss. So Katie Stewart hit the home run against Florida in their opener. Now another one today. She was on the All-World Series team last year, hit a home run as well here in Oklahoma City.
Well, it's interesting because Julie Mitchell and Katie Stewart are kind of friendly competitive with their home runs. Julie Mitchell had those 2 home runs earlier in the World Series and jumped one home run ahead of her to 17. Well, guess what? Stewart just tied her with 17. They're flipping the lineup all the time, always back to back. How about the response, though, from Carla Pickens? I mean, she gives up that home run. Comes right back. 2 big strikeouts in response.
Foul tip.
At home, they said foul tip.
Oh, the umpire says foul tip. It's number 6 either way.
I don't think it was, though. Yeah, I don't think it was. It looked like air between her bat and the ball. Yeah, I think seeing redirection of the ball. That's what Mike White was arguing.
This is...
Oh, yeah, there was. I could see it at the very top of the bat, a little bit of redirection. It's a good ball.
Okay, so we'll find out too. Katie Bennett coming up 2 down. Whether Mike White will pull the trigger and go to Tegan Kavan. We just saw her sitting down a second ago. Now she's re-warming up. Could see her come out and try to end this today with 1 game.
He wanted the lead. And that's the biggest difference. If this game stays 0-0, he sticks with back. He wanted the lead to be able to put Kavan in. Yeah, but 0-0, I think he goes to sit Lally. You have the lead, you've got your ace, you've got to use her to protect it. You need 9 more outs.
Bennett single, stole a base back in the 3rd. When Texas left the base loaded. And after the home run, Pickens threatening to strike out 3 straight.
6 home runs that she's given up here in Oklahoma City. It's more than she gave up all year long. All will come on that rise ball. Ball, but it's a great pitch for her. It's also the level of competition, the hitters that are here, and honestly the fatigue.
75th pitch of the game, and she will strike out 3 in a row. But Katie Stewart did the damage first.
Talk a lot about the speed, but also the power. This Texas offense, you see the home run ball going to the Stewart family. They got a whole bunch of those. 17 on the year for the sophomore. Katie Stewart goes upstairs to meet Pickens. Hit this one out. 4-6-1-6.
Honestly, we should have boosted her. We've had
respectfully.
Honestly, they've been together for a while, so
Getting tested will ruin trust me.
I know we should get tested for HIV. But honestly, I'm afraid to find out.
Honestly, I should ask him about his HIV status, but I think it's weird about it. Honestly, no one wants to think about HIV, but there are things that everyone can do to help protect their sexual health.
It starts with condoms and getting regularly tested for HIV and other STIs, so you know your status.
And talk honestly with a healthcare provider about your sexual health and all your prevention options. If you're HIV negative, you and your healthcare provider can decide if PrEP may be right for you. PrEP means routinely taking prescription medicine before you're exposed to HIV to help reduce your chances of it. And it can be 99% effective when taken as prescribed. We're gonna get tested and find out about all my prevention options.
People time.
Because honestly, our health is worth protecting.
No.
In Indiana, it's anything but ordinary.
I'm about to jump.
Or visit at ainindiana.com/summer.
As a business owner, I've done a lot on my site. That's why I use ZipRecruiter to hire. ZipRecruiter has a feature called Zip Intro.
I chose the time and it did all of the work of finding and scheduling the candidates for me.
I just pick my top choices and talk to great people the very next day.
The plan was to hire 2 people, but the candidate quality was so good, I wound up hiring 4 in a week.
Zip Intro. Post jobs today, talk to qualified candidates tomorrow. Try it free only at ZipRecruiter.com/TV.
Welcome to the 100-degree sweat test. Which one of these 2 antiperspirants can stand up to the heat? Looks like ordinary antiperspirants can't take the heat. Ordinary antiperspirants can't fight sweat better than Secret Clinical.
Try new Secret Clinical Strength Spray.
Texas will change and bring on their ace, Tegan Kavan. Outstanding performance from Matt Morgan through 4. And now Kavan with 9 outs to get for a spot in the national championship. 14 innings of work and the zeros next to that ERA. She had 8 strikeouts in the win over Oklahoma a couple of days ago. Emma Clark 8-9-1 for Tennessee as they fall behind 1-0 after the Katie Stewart home run. Clark grabbing his shoulder first time up. And Tegan Kavan 26-5. And going back to work in what has been an extremely emotional week for her and her family. Playing in her 2nd World Series with back-to-back 20-win campaigns. Hit a rough patch the last month of the season and now has been money showing up here at OKC.
Changing point for her was last weekend in Super Regionals, coming in relief after struggling against Clemson, losing that game 1, then she came out of the pen. Since then, it's been the best stuff. She's been dialed in.
On the walk there, Holly.
Tegan Kavan found out the morning before her last game 2 days ago that her grandmother had passed away. Her 96-year-old grandmother, Jo Lukart, is one of her greatest inspirations. There she is with the entire team at a no-hitter earlier this season against Missouri. She was 96 years old and still taping her games, calling her after her games. In fact, Tegan Kavan wears number 17 because Grandma Minnie was born on November 17th, 1928. And she wears that because softball is her favorite part of the day. She wants to honor her and her love for the game. So it was hard to know that Grandma had passed that morning, but she wanted to pitch and she wanted to be there for her teammates. her teammates were very emotional after the game because they were all close with Grandma Minnie. And really just a remarkable performance, a lot of heart, and it really almost broke me up and made me cry when she said after the game, I know she was watching from the best seat in the house today.
Yeah, it was quite a moment post-game. A big bear hug with Reese Atwood, and then the team gathering around, pouring out all the emotions. And after the walk to Clark, down here at the bottom of the order, Fiedler thinking about the down bunt. Amanda Allen is the pinch runner over at first base, the tying run aboard. Got 3 hits off of Mac Morgan through 4 innings. Now Kavan stepping in. Fiedler, line drive out to center field back in the 3rd inning.
Corners, you see me stop right there. She ends up about 3 feet from Fiedler. They are pulled in, but as soon as they see that show of bunt, they are running it hard. Fiedler's thinking about bunting. She's going to have to keep it away from Mia Scott. She's just going to have to push her past. She is.
Takes a strike there, and now a 2-strike count.
Let's turn a double play with where she's playing her. Now with 2 strikes, she'll probably be a little bit further back.
Ground ball to second. To Wood over to first. Gonna get the lead runner. 1 down to the top of the order.
Let's take a look at the way Keegan Kavan will attack hitter. She's got a really good change at 59 miles an hour. How about needle threading locations in control at 71? The rise ball at the top of the zone. But those 8 strikeouts against Oklahoma was a mix of rise ball, off speeds. 2 of those strikeouts looking all about control, keeping that ball out of the white or the heart of the plate.
Tennessee, can they take advantage? First time today they have had a leadoff on base. Gabby Leach is 0 for 2. Has a hit in all 3 of their games here so far. 2 for 5 against UCLA yesterday.
58 miles an hour on the changeup, and you're gearing up. And we see Pickens on the other side with Davila, but Kavan does such a great job as well of hitting her spots and the velocity, and then 58 to the bottom of the zone. That's why you get the big sword swing and miss.
Karen Wigley trying to loosen her up a little bit. After misfiring on that Saturday against Oklahoma, the monumental win. Will that be a program changer for Texas? The first time they've beaten Oklahoma at the World Series, a team that has knocked them out, playing for the national championship twice in the last 3 years. Texas finally breaks through. The Sooners still alive on the other side of the bracket. There's a chance they could meet up again in the finals. We've never had a rematch in the Champ Series era the last 20 years. Leach dropped in foul territory. Dad's gone back to the dual Leach jersey. Gabby on one side, Alana on the other. Can't sit still in the seat, so he's parked on the concourse. The 1-2. Got her. Good with the change, 2 down.
She slows this one down a little bit more. 57 miles an hour with 5 inches of vertical break. And how about 9 inches of run on this as well? So it's going to move down, it's going to move away. And Leach is going to offer at it as she pulls and steps over. Just cannot get that back. Big strikeout for Kavan.
Fly ball out to right. trail by one.
Social Security started with a promise. Work hard, pay in, so Social Security will be there for you. AARP has worked with our nation's leaders for more than 65 years to make sure America keeps that promise. And that will never change. Because it's your money. You earned it. We'll never stop fighting to protect and strengthen Social Security. For you, your kids, and grandkids. We're AARP. That's our promise to you.
Hey, Dad, check this out. Baby back ribs. Where does it go? Nobody knows.
Okay, how did you do that?
Honey, you sharing.
It was sauce perfect. Will you just at least not do it to the other rib?
The history of winning started with the 65 days, losing steam, losing sweat.
We've identified the problem. What is the solution?
A drink scientifically designed to hydrate better than water, so they can sweat more, win more, and change the game forever.
Naturally, we call our stuff Gatorade.
From director Wes Anderson, the adventure is on and the word is out.
What is it?
The Phoenician Scheme is the can't-miss comedy event of the summer.
Understands changes your life.
The Phoenician Scheme, rated PG-13, in theaters everywhere this Friday.
How are you going to beat me, Taylor? I will be champion.
We can't get enough of the WNBA.
Dallas Wings select Paige Beckers.
With more stars and more heat than ever. The WNBA on ESPN.
Welcome back to the Women's College World Series. Semifinals coming your way today. Texas one win away from a spot in the finals. Tennessee needs to win twice today. It's a Katie Stewart home run that is the difference right now. And I'm Beth Mullins. She's Jessica Mendoza, Michelle Smith. Texas will try and shut this thing down, Smitty, with their ace now in the game, Tegan Kavan.
Yeah, Tegan Gavan going to throw that rise ball changeup, but opportunity still for Tennessee to try to do some damage.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is they've got to be able to not just like get their runners on base, but being able to adjust, especially when you go behind the count. You tell already the ejection from Craig Snyder. The strike zone has been a factor, but now starting to be aggressive in the zone. When they score runs, that's what they do.
Carlin Pickens trying to keep this thing close for Tennessee. Give their bats a chance. They still have 6 outs to work with to try and extend their season. Ashton Maloney and the top of the order now for Texas. Comes around for the 3rd time to see Pickens. Down and in.
That's a great pitch inside to lefties.
Ashton with a hit in the Oklahoma game the other day. Got her to 90 on the season. So only Ashton and Janae Jefferson are members of the 90 hit club in a single season. For Texas, Janae will be spending her summer with Team USA in the World Games. As we continue to build towards the Los Angeles Olympics, which will be played here in OKC. With Patty Gasso, the new national team coach.
Exciting time for softball. AUSL launching this weekend. It's unlimited. All the professional, college, Olympics.
What do you think tonight? Canada against that vaunted Sooners lineup.
Candidate with that velocity, but again, the changeup, I think that's the knee buckler. She could throw the changeup for a strike. I think that she can take the power away from him. The question is, Oklahoma, when they make adjustments, and if they go 2 games, I think that's advantage Oklahoma.
Sooner Magic got strikeout there for Pickens, 1 down.
I'm just so excited for that matchup. Candy versus those bats. You take a look. Take Jenkins continuing to go upstairs with that rise ball. This is what I love from Carlin. I mean, she's such a competitor. The pitch that she's given up, the biggest hits here, she also continues to fight back with. 2 down.
And here's Mia Scott.
Jenkins is a strikeout pitcher. I mean, really has been pretty efficient in this game. She's in the low 80s here in the 5th inning. A lot of times power pitchers strike out, so you just rack up your pitch count, but she's been pitching from ahead, doing a good job. And look at this offense she's up against. I mean, she's given up 1 run, a solo shot. That's a win for most pitchers. Her offense has to have her back. At this level, you can't really expect your pitcher to throw a shutout. If you do, that's like a massive accomplishment. So it's at least putting 1, 2, 3 runs up on the board to give your pitcher some sort of a buffer. Talked about Olympics. Colonel Pickens has aspirations of playing for Team USA, playing professionally, playing beyond the college game. And I think she needs to continue to develop pitches. She has to slow her changeup down, absolutely. I think that's the difference between like a Nigeria Kennedy, is that there's a lot more vertical separation, velocity separation between her hard and her soft.
Expect to see her tonight, possibly against Sam Landry. And a ground ball the 2nd. We head to the 6th. Tennessee's down 1, maybe the last chance for their big boppers in the heart of the order. Dodge, Nugent, boom, coming up.
T-Mobile home internet about now benefits.
What's good? That on Hershey for our T-Mobile home internet commercial.
There are so many benefits and awards. You gotta talk really fast.
Well, let me try. T-Mobile home internet ranks #1 in customer satisfaction for home wireless internet by King Power.
Wow.
Try Sync again. Just 1 chord. It's an easy set. Perfect.
It's pronounced too bad.
Get T-Mobile home internet, just $35 a month with our 5-year price guarantee.
The new McCrispy strip is here. Dip approved by ketchup, tiny barbecue, and mustard, honey mustard, Sprite, McFlurry, Big Mac sauce, double dipped in buffalo and ranch, more ranch, and creamy chili McCrispy strip dip. Now at McDonald's.
Travel. It's gone from being an adventure to a checklist. But the world is still full of wonder. You just need a better way to find it. Introducing Airbnb Experiences. Master ramen into the award-winning chef. Dive into underground jazz with renowned bassist. Or see Notre Dame with her. She helped her story, by the way. Don't just see a place. Experience it.
What you want to do is save hundreds when Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance.
That's great, but can you ask your friend to stop digging into the green?
I can ask, but he's not going to. Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 Liberty.
The NBA Finals, Pacers, Celtics, Game 1 on ABC.
This telecast is copyrighted by the NCAA for the private use of all audience. Any other use of this telecast or any picture descriptions or accounts of the game without the NCAA consent is prohibited.
We told you about the resilience of Tegan Gavon pitching through the loss of her grandmother in her last start, but it was for the whole team feeling something very deep and personal.
It's not easy, obviously, but I think what helped me is, at the end of the day, it's just a game, and I think it put it into perspective. I'm just chucking a yellow ball, and people are running and turning left, and so I just wanted to have fun.
And today was just for Tegan, it was for her family, and it was a whole lot of love on the field today. It was just a different meaning.
She told us, and the first thing she said was that she's good and she's ready to go today. So Tegan Gavon, my hero today.
And really, Kaden Henry was quite emotional as well, saying she wasn't just her grandma, she was like all of our grandmas. I was Tegan's roommate last year, and it was a big loss for the whole team, so something to fight through in that epic win over Oklahoma.
That came a couple of days ago here at the World Series. And now Texas back in the national semifinals today. Kavan on in relief to try and pitch them into the championship series. Protecting a 1-0 lead. 6 out. outs away. But here come the 3, 4, 5 hitters for Tennessee. Dodge with a double back in the first. Nugent and Gibson both hit home runs in their win over Florida on Friday night.
Ella Dodge trying to find something right now. She's had a hard time kind of picking up the ball against Tegan Caban. Tries to go to the drag up there.
1 and 6 today against Matt Morgan, and now their first look at Tegan.
And that's the pitch. That's the difference between Matt Morgan, Tegan Caban, is the ability to throw multiple pitches down, up, but that makes their speed 57 miles an hour with a couple of inches of vertical break, horizontal run on it, and that changeup just knee buckling back to the exit. Big strikeout for Caban.
Both of her strikeouts via the changeup. Here's Nugent. Tries to frame. She is such a good leader back behind the dish from Tennessee.
Texas calls timeouts at the right time. Frames up for her pitcher too, and her and Tegan Caban are very, very close. And most batteries are. The way that Reese Atwood can just take balls, make them strikes. What stood out to me in that Oklahoma game was her calling timeout in huge moments, not for the coaches, but for her peers. Going out, giving a little bit of talk like, look, I might lean out, but hammer back in all those little nuances. That's a tall girl, by the way, that can get down. You saw that last strike? I mean, she was like underneath, like her ability to get so athletic behind the plate, jumping like a kangaroo. Yeah, but I think, does she not have a pet?
I believe there is a pet kangaroo lurking around.
Holly, you're talking about the size of Reese Atwood. You know, she is 6'1", but she does get down and low. She watches a lot of film on other catchers. But one of them that reminds me of her physically is Aubrey Monroe from Florida, who's been on the national team. She was a really tall, long, lanky catcher. And so Reese watches film of her of how to do that the very best. And does a nice job copying that style.
Framing pitches, but it's also about giving a good lane for the umpire to be able to see. And if you're moving, if you're bouncing, lunging toward the ball, you get in the way of the pitch. You block the sight, actually, of the umpire.
She might be able to follow Monroe onto the national team one day. Might be able to follow her as an SEC player winning a national championship, which Aubrey did at Florida. Nugent out to right field. Maloney is there. 2 down. And it's Boo Gibson. They've had some chances, but have yet to get a hit with a base runner on. And the difference in this ball game, the solo homer from Katie Stewart. They've had base runners in each of the first 5 innings. They do not have a hit since the ejection of their hitting coach, Craig Snyder. Back in the 4th inning. Boo, the senior. Snagged by Caban. And Texas is 3 outs away from playing for a national championship. So strong in the circle. And even stronger at the dish. Katie Stewart. sends one over the left field fence. The lone run on the board, and she's coming up next.
If you keep making that face, it's gonna stay like that. I got my own car insurance. USAA. Grandpa was in the military. You shared membership with your mom so she could share with you. Easy. USAA. Check if you're eligible today.
La playa is Spanish for the beach. If you can't remember that, the word Corona also works. Corona, La Playa awaits.
Reaching your financial goals can feel impossible. Credit Karma gives you personalized guidance to improve your credit, savings, taxes, and more, so you can find your way to money. Intuit Credit Karma, karma you can count on.
Smart home being super dumb, you could use some smooth Seattle's best coffee.
Smooth. Hey, I'll try some coffee, Joel McHale.
No break.
Seattle's best coffee. Make smoother coffee for smoother days.
Fire it up.
The all-new Dragon Flame Grilled Whopper is here at BK. Bold, juicy, flame grilled, and ready for adventure. Experience a new kind of flame at Burger King. How to Train Your Dragon, coming to theaters June 13th.
Yo, I can walk over you. I can bargain and run through there. Feel about that?
So I was looking for a quarterback?
You're right, Billy. He's hungry on my eyes.
Every shoe for every athlete.
6 is to go.
This is Formula One.
Season continues in Canada, Sunday, June 15th on ABC.
The Women's College World Series heats up in OKC as softball's elite compete for their ticket to the championship series. The Women's College World Series continues through June 6th on the networks of ESPN.
Don't forget, coming up later tonight, 7 Eastern on ESPN, our second semifinal, Texas Tech and Oklahoma. Oklahoma will have to win 2 to keep 5-Pete hopes alive. Courtney, Madison, and Danielle with you. And Madison, as a hitter, what is the impact of not having your hitting coach in the dugout right now as you're trying to adjust if you're Tennessee?
Yeah, I think it's a big piece of this ball game right now. You heard Beth just talking about it, that they hadn't gotten a hit since Coach Craig Snyder was ejected from this game. But it's so important, especially facing somebody like Tegan Gabon, who's going to throw the rise ball, throw the drop ball, and throwing the changeup. Having another voice in the dugout to be able to bounce ideas off of is huge.
Yeah, and I'm going to go with Mac Morgan. I think Mac Morgan has really set the tone. I love how she threw the super, some clutch innings. To have a solid number 2 behind Tegan Gabon is going to be important for them to fight for a national championship, and she set the tone.
All right, Beth, maybe we have some drama. What do we do at the end of this one? Can't wait to find out.
Well, if it continues the way it's been going, there will be some drama at some point. Here's Reese Applewood. And ground out to short, one away. Is this the last time this season we will see Carlin Pickens in the circle? Tennessee only has 1 at-bat left in the top of the 7th to try and keep their season going. And with 1 down, it's Joni Mitchell. She does retire Atwood all 3 times today. And now Jolie is 0 for 2. We've had a couple of extra inning games. We've had 4 walk-offs already in the World Series before the days. Tennessee's been involved with a couple of walk-offs and an extra inning. It's been an interesting 25 World Series. I mean, we've seen a lot of unique plays. Patty Ruth talking with Tegan Gabon. They will face 6, 7, and 8. It will start with Laura Mueller, the hero yesterday for Tennessee. Had the walk-off single and extra innings. Almost hit Mitchell. Gets away from Pickens. Trying to
come underneath the hand with the screw ball.
It's also when, you're confident at the plate, a lot of folks would sit in there and take the hit. Wow, Mitchell wants to swing.
Swinging way back. She's like, I don't want first base. I want to touch her. I don't want to touch her. And these are the big boppers. I've looked at Joe Stewart, lion's share of the home runs. Texas program.
And now the count goes full. Mitchell draws the walk.
Carlin Pickens, we know that she's got velocity, but it's been her rise ball that really has been the one pitch she hasn't been able to keep in the park. Her last 4 home runs given up have been all off the rise ball.
One of these hitters being able to understand that adjustment. Look at this pitch, look at the spin. I mean, it's happens. All these are out of the zone. So you tip your hat to the hitters, but Carlin Pickens has been the one vulnerable pitch, even though she's pitched so well. And she goes back to that rise ball to get the strikeouts. Continues to throw that pitch knowing that, hey, it's a 1-0 ball game, but look at the numbers for her. 4 straight home runs allowed on the rise ball, but she's been very, very good in this game.
Live on it and you die on it a lot of times as a pitcher. It's understanding that. It's understanding how to throw it at multiple levels.
And that's what I love. Go right back. That is her moneymaker. We can talk all day about all her pitches, but it is her rise ball. It's been her best pitch. Katie Stewart follows up her home run with a single to left. And it's 2 aboard for Leanne Good as the Horns look for some insurance. Easter just gets around this so strong at 5-6 hole. You can see the panel over there just hugging the line. Allows for an easy base hit, sneaks through. 2 runners on for the Horns.
That last hit was all the changeup, so I think we haven't really seen Pickens throw a lot of that here. That was a 65-mile-an-hour pitch on the outer half that she got around. That's the pitch that I think she makes a couple of improvements to. Be nasty.
She's got good in an 0-2 hole. Walk to Mitchell. Stewart singles. And gets good to chase that rise ball again for strikeout number 9. 2 down.
101 pitches on the day, and this one ends in the strikeout of Leanne Good, and giving the nod, understanding that's the pitch. Keep going back to it, especially when you can elevate it and keep it out of the zone.
Hey, don't forget our next WNBA game is tomorrow on ESPN. It's the Wings and the Storm. Coverage tips with the WNBA countdown crew at 9 o'clock Eastern. Got some troops headed your way in between our softball games. If Texas holds out a win, they are into the finals. And then the second semifinal comes your way tonight with Oklahoma and Texas Tech, 7 Eastern on ESPN. Victoria Hunter is going to be the pinch hitter here. After a day, Wallace struck out twice in this role. Check swing, battle at third, and she overthrows it. Mitchell comes in to score. Here comes Katie Stewart. And they're going to send Stewart back to third initially here. Mike White's going to argue. the throwing error.
Plenty of time to make this throw. Picks up the ground ball. Just airmails it, gets it past and over the head of Boo Gibson at first base. Easily going to score. Mitchell from second. And Stewart, who started at first, gets 2 bags, so she'll be held at third. That ball going out of play.
Hunter was able to move over to second, but I think are they lifting her for a pinch runner? Might be Wallace re-entering. The speedier of the two. That is the case. And it's 2-0 Texas. The 2 on and 2 out. And that is the second infield error of the day on Tennessee.
They've been clean up to this point. No errors in the World Series until today. Saw a couple of errors in Game 1 of the Supers against Nebraska that ended up hurting them. They were able to bounce back from that, however.
And now another pinch hitter, Katie Simmons, in the 9 spot. She's got more pop in her bat than Katie Bennett. Looking for a single to score 2 more. Senior out of Humboldt, Texas. Had a couple of at-bats in the Oklahoma game. Had a base hit. Ground ball to Gibson, who was going to put race to first. But another one in. So it's 2-0 Texas with the lead over Tennessee. And it is all Tegan Caban for the Longhorns. Coming on to try and get Texas into the championship series. Hey, Dempsey. Have a good ride today.
Have fun driving, Dempsey.
Boston Stockton Sports 3 left. Wow.
There's losing, and then there's being a loser. Game time comes with enough pressure. Way too often, people are betting on sports, losing, and taking it out on the athletes. Only a loser will harass college athletes after losing a bet. But it happens almost every day. Root for your team. Get crazy when the buzzer sounds. But don't harass anyone because you lost the bet. It's time we draw the line and put an end to the abuse. Brought to you by the NCAA.
By participating in our new energy efficiency programs, Sheila was able to buy the bagpipes she always wanted. Her neighbors even offered to pay for lessons. Sign up now to earn money and save for whatever you're into.
What you looking at, babe?
Cars on cars.com.
What's wrong with this one?
I just got promoted, so I'm looking for something more.
Real deserve more.
We all deserve some ice cream.
Ice cream, ice cream, ice cream.
Ciao, bad luck.
Ciao.
Ciao. 2 million cars for 2 million possibilities. Cars.com. Where to next?
A diaper this slip-free sets them free. Only Pampers Cruisers 360 have a 360 stretchy waistband for up to 100% leak-proof fit on every wild child. Pampers Cruisers 360, now with a new low price.
The NCAA Women's College World Series is presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Welcome back to the Women's College World Series. National semifinals. Texas is 3 outs away from advancing to the championship series for the 3rd time in 4 years. Still trying to track down that first national championship. 2-0 over Tennessee, and Tegan Caban will try and end it. Their ace coming out of the bullpen today. After a stellar start from Mac Morgan and a home run from Katie Stewart, has them in position to advance. It's 6, 7, and 8 for Tennessee, trying to extend their season. Mueller, one of the seniors in the lineup today with Boo Gibson and Kinsey Fiedler. Ball front. 2-1. Sophomore out of West Des Moines, Iowa. Has talked to us about how the adversity helps over the long haul. She's been through some this year. Two to Miller. Scott is there with the glove run at third. One down.
Mia Scott with a smile. She's usually so stoic. Her defense has been on point in this tournament, Jess.
It's been honestly one of the most underrated conversations why Tegan Gavon has been so great. It's knowing what's behind her. Mia Scott, great play. Another one here in the World Series.
Looked like she was about to high-five Karen on the way back. And here's Alana Leach. Couple of ground outs for Leach. Cavano had a one-hit shutout last year in the semis to get Texas into the championship series. 3 years ago, it was that stunning semifinal day where they beat Oklahoma State twice to advance. Even after trailing by 5 runs in the second game, rallied to win it and move on to play for a championship. They've seen heartache here too, even a semifinal loss at the hands of Tennessee in 2013. One of the great moments in semifinal history when they lost to UCLA twice on the Caitlin Beatty single to score Natasha Watley in 03.
Left side, best side. Mia Scott with a line drive catch now. Leanne Good. I mean, look at this play. And this is a hard hit ball. Bursted in down. It's back up. And you're talking the ball. Down to first base after getting Pickett's a heck of a season. Tennessee, what they did to get to this point, it was a tough, heartbreaking loss to Oklahoma to start this entire World Series, and they fought hard to get to this Monday game.